TV.
Hello and welcome to Rogers TV Community News. I'm Carla Fitzsimmons. An Ontario school board trustee who, along with his colleagues, made headlines for a controversial overseas trip has resigned. You may remember Mark Watson was one of 4 trustees with the Brant Haldeman Norfolk Catholic District School Board who took a $45,000 trip to Italy to buy $100,000 worth of art for that board. Last week, Ontario's Education Minister Paul Calandra introduced legislation for the sole purpose of firing Watson and barring him from being a trustee at any Ontario school board until 2030. Calandra has cited as evidence of misuse of public dollars at some school boards and a need for a governance overhaul.
That was money that was taken out of the classroom, taken away from students.
3 of the 4 trustees repaid their trip expenses, but Calandra has said Watson refused to pay his share back in full and still owes more than $12,000. A Brantford councillor is urging both the provincial and federal governments to take stronger action against scrap metal theft and repeat property crimes. The City of Brantford recently launched a province-wide advocacy campaign.
The true impact of the disruption that businesses are going through and the cost. And, these are, whatever business you're in, you've got your fixed cost, your variable cost, you're making your profit at the end of the day. And, if somebody's getting, $30 worth of wire and they're doing $130 worth of damage to your business to get it, there's just no business plan in existence out there that has businesses planning for this kind of cost and disruption to their business. And our business community really needs our support. So, well, I'm a small business owner myself. I've owned a business in Brantford for 35 years. And so I really feel that it's the job of councillors that represent business areas in their community to not just, economic development is not all about bringing new businesses to town. It's a lot to do with supporting our business community and recognizing the economic driver that the small business community is in any community. And so businesses really, they are crying out. They do need our help. Hopefully something that we're able to do to just kind of move the needle on getting something done at the provincial and federal level.
New technology to prevent and investigate crime is coming to Waterloo Region. Closed-circuit television and automated license plate recognition technology is set to be installed by early 2026. In the meantime, Waterloo Regional Police Service is hosting several public information sessions ahead of the installation of this new technology. In a release, the police service says systems will be deployed in strategic locations that will be determined by statistical analysis conducted by the WRPS Crime Analysis Unit. It goes further to say a complete list of deployment sites will be made publicly available on the WRPS website prior to the project launch. 4 information sessions have been scheduled, 3 in person and 1 online. Anyone planning to attend must register ahead of time. The region of Waterloo has announced the Superior Court hearing over its bylaw to clear the Victoria Street encampment has been adjourned, and the involved parties have agreed to mediation in the interim. The site-specific bylaw application for 100 Victoria Street in Kitchener was supposed to go before the courts from November 19th to the 21st. The hearing is now adjourned until February 2026 to pursue mediation. In a release from the region of Waterloo, it says, quote, mediation will allow for engagement, clarification, and we hope expedited resolution of issues. The mediation process is not expected to delay the Kitchener Central Transit Hub project. The controversial plan was already before the courts in the summer. The region wanted the land to be vacated by December 1st to get ready for the construction by Metrolinx in March of 2026. Last week, General Motors announced it will be ending production of its electric delivery van at its Ingersoll plant. Devastating news for its workers and the community of Ingersoll.
It was shocking, devastating, came out of left field, wasn't really expecting it at all. It was just an extremely tough day. Yeah, it was a surprise. The last couple months, 2 of the last 3 months were our best months yet. It looked like we were starting to tread in the right direction. They put a lot of money in here in the last couple of months again into the plant, into the facility to put new roofs on it. There were new redesign on the roofs. And yeah, I was not expecting this. Just the last couple of weeks, we've been doing all the postings to try and get everybody in their homes to go to one shift, which was unfortunate. At least we were going to come back with about 400 production members, keep on building these, get the new roofs on them, and hopefully attract customers with a better truck. And it was just a total like living a nightmare that you hope you never have to live when you walk in and you're the plant chair of a big auto plant. Obviously, we have a lot of families in here, a lot of partners, a lot of husbands, wives, and it's tough when they're both incomes and now you're losing both. Kind of feels like the rug was pulled out from under you, but there's a lot of angry people. There's been a very good outpouring. I mean, people understand where we're at, but overall, yeah, I just think people need some days just to let it soak in and try and figure out what's going on. We're not throwing the towel in. We've got a great plan. We've got a great membership. We've won all kinds of awards for quality. J.D. Power, the Harbor Reports, we're #1 for a long time. I know the company wants to talk to us about retraining and retirement packages and all that. We're not that interested in packages. I want the jobs. We need jobs in this country. We're not throwing the towel in yet. Just a message to our members. We're still here. We're still fighting. And I believe we can get this plan going again.
Canada's Industry Minister, Melanie Joly, has demanded a plan for the plant's future. After a meeting with GM representatives, the province, and the Unifor Union, Joly gave GM 15 days to provide an update on its next steps for the facility and its employees.
We're under attack by President Trump.
The provincial government tabled legislation on Monday that includes the banning of speed cameras in municipalities across Ontario. The legislation is called Building a More Competitive Economy Act. It's aimed at protecting and strengthening the province's economy by streamlining regulatory processes, championing local businesses, advancing labor mobility, and increasing competitiveness. It contains 11 initiatives to improve labor mobility and streamline government processes for permits and approvals. In a release sent out by the province, it says the initiatives also include ending the use of municipal speed cameras and focusing on alternative traffic calming measures. The Township of Wilmot has opened the application process for anyone interested in joining the steering committee for the next phase of the Prime Minister's Path project. In July, Township Council voted to relaunch the project. You'll remember it was abandoned in 2021 due to the controversy surrounding the legacy of Sir John A. Macdonald. The former Prime Minister's statue was vandalized with red paint in 2020. The Community Steering Committee will be made up of a diverse group of volunteers. Applications can be submitted online, and the deadline to apply is October 31st. Kitchener's mayor delivered his annual State of the City address. It's a snapshot of the progress and what's ahead for the city, all with a local focus in mind.
A gem in our community, and we are so proud to have this world-class space to welcome artists and entertainers from around the globe. Folks, there is no doubt that this past year has challenged us all in new ways. Trade disruptions, rising costs, and economic and geopolitical instability have rippled across borders. In times like these, we have two choices: to worry, wait, and hope for the best, or to dig deep, step up, and rise to the occasion. In Kitchener, we choose to rise to the occasion. This mindset, I think that's worth an applause, sure. This mindset, this grit, this determination to succeed, to build partnerships and come together to solve tough problems is simply in our DNA. And it's our purpose. And today, in another time of economic uncertainty, we know that as the order of government closest to the people, we have a new responsibility to invest in what matters most: our local businesses, our local youth, our local artists and community builders. Learn how we have done that firsthand from my council colleagues, who I'm privileged to work with each and every day.
In Kitchener, support local isn't just a slogan, it's a shared commitment to empower local businesses, attract investments, and develop opportunities for local creators. Our history is one of dreaming boldly and working tirelessly to build a strong and resilient economy. Whether tackling the challenges of today or looking forward to the opportunities of tomorrow, Kitchener City Council and staff are committed to building a city for everyone, where together we take care of the world around us and each other.
As the holiday season approaches, the manager of Southwestern Ontario's largest toy drive says the need this year will be greater than last year's.
We don't say no to anybody. We fill the orders the best we can. We try and do 2 toys per child, but we're going to have to start out with 1 toy per child. Prior to the Stuffer Cruisers that are going to be going out there, then we'll have a better idea, and then we can probably play a little bit of catch up, and then we can get back to 2 toys per child. We have done more this year, more this summer, more this spring than we've ever done before. So it's a continuous process. We've had a couple of houses burn up, and of course the recipients of, unfortunately, the insurance doesn't cover toys. It doesn't cover the things that they lose that way, so we've done a lot of that. We've had a couple of floods, believe it or not, where we've replaced the toys for the kids. In general, we have just done, it just goes all year long, and we just keep going, going, and going. Is the need greater? Yes, greater than ever before, without question. The number 1 and 2 toy requirements are sporting goods, soccer balls, basketballs, footballs, and games, Lego, games that 2 or 3 children can play together with the parents sometimes. It almost takes you back to COVID when families were playing and doing things together. So we need people to think about that now and to get out there and get the stuff. Hold on to it, though. Go get it now, but hold on to it until November the 18th, and then the fire stations and all of our receivers will be able to take the gifts, and then we can pick them up daily. Money is needed, definitely, without question. It allows us to go out later on when we are stuck. If we don't get the stuff we need through the Stuffer Cruise or whatever, it gives us the buying power to go and get what we need. Number 1 thing is, it is all about the kids. It's nothing to do with anybody else but the kids. We don't discriminate any way, shape, or form. A child needs a toy, we want to get that child a toy. We like to think that we are the Santa Clauses of all the children, wherever they are. And that's about it, realistically. So please give, use your heart, bring some joy, buy a toy and give a toy.
The 2025 Canadian Pacific Kansas City Holiday Train will be making stops in Ayr and Cambridge on November 21st. This year's headline performers at those stops will be Smash Mouth and Kitchener's own J.J. Wild. The CPKC Holiday Train's main mission is to collect donations for local food banks. All donations stay in the communities where they are collected.
Canadian Pacific Kansas City been taking this coast to coast since 1999. In that time, we have raised more than $24 million and more than 5 million pounds of food for community food banks all across North America.
I think it's not always often that we get to perform and also do it for a good cause. And so to marry the 2 of those on the holiday train, it's been really special.
All of those planning to attend are encouraged to bring monetary donations or heart-healthy food donations. Thanks for watching this edition of Rogers TV Community News. I'm Carla Fitzsimmons, and I'll see you again on Friday.